So if anybody like decides, you know what, I'm just gonna go and you know ruin a nice family vacation, um, they're gonna have hell to pay in full, and maybe just that little bit more. Because if that happened to me, I wouldn't want anybody coming to ruin my family vacation. Because at that point, I just want some peace and quiet. You know, I'm on vacation. Just leave me alone. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strung from QuickTime Reactions, and my weekend continues being busier than ever. Um, Not only do we have Worlds Collide, not Worlds Collide, Triple Mania 33 with many worlds colliding, I guess, with WWE and AAA stars going against each other, but there were two other movies that came out this weekend that I really wanted to see. One of which we'll talk about a little later on, but the first one was probably the biggest one that was released this weekend, and that is Nobody 2. This is, of course, the sequel to the first Nobody film that came out in 2021. It, of course, sees everybody from the first film coming back: Bob Odenkirk, Connienielsen, RZA, as well as Christopher Lloyd. But we also have some new faces in the mix, like Sharon Stone. She's in this, as well as a couple of others. And we, of course, are still following the Mansell family, more specifically Hutch and with his wife, Rebecca. And Hutch has been really busy, you know, just trying to, work all these jobs and help with his family. But he decides he's going to take a break. He's going to, quit work for a while and just take his family on a nice little vacation to a place that, he's been to in the past. But when he realizes that there's trouble afoot in this town, he decides it upon himself to, clean things up. And will he be able to get the job done while also spending time with his family? We'll have to find out. So I posted my review for the first Nobody film up on the channel, and I thought it was really, really good. It was a really fun time, and it really showed off to me that, with the right type of casting, like, I think anybody can be an action star, and I think Bob Odenkirk really pulled that off. And it's no different here. This was an absolutely fun time, and very similar to the first film. It's pretty brief. It's really, really short, like 90 minutes. It gets straight to the point with a lot of it, you know, with a lot of the dialogue in the movie. And I think the writers of the movie, which are Derek Holstad and Aaron Rabin, they know like what the people are there for, and that is action and nothing but the action. Um, and so it's like we already know the characters. I do like the fact that even though that they focus mainly on the action in this movie, there are still like those brief little looks into the characters. Like with Rebecca, Connie Nelson's character, it's like she's having that debate back and forth in her mind, like early on in the movie, about whether or not she should leave, Hutch or not. But I love what she says towards the tail end of the film, where she's like, oh, I'm basically, to abbreviate it, it's like, I'm not leaving your side, and you better go fix this. Like, I love the fact in the first film, like, she kind of caught on to what Hutch was doing, and in this movie she like fully supports it. She kind of wavers in the beginning, but towards the end she like fully supports that. I also like in this movie that the son has a bit more of a bite to him. Like we saw that bite early in the first movie with him trying to stop the robbers from getting away. But here he gets to show off, like, he's gotten a bit more of that bite. Um, we see early on in the film that he has a black eye from a fight that he had in either a basketball or a football game. But I think I'm leaning towards basketball. We also see him pick a fight with a kid in the arcade. And we also get to see him kind of defend his family towards the tail end of the movie. Which, like, that's 3 instances, whereas I think in the first one it was like only 1. So, bit more of that, kind of turning into, what his father eventually, does. And I love the line that Christopher Lloyd says towards the tail end. It's like, I look at you boys and, I see that you are a better version of me, which I thought was kind of a really cool way to kind of play off that feeling of, like, that feeling all fathers have of just like, I want you to be better than me. So I thought that was a really cool spin on that line. Timo Tiangento, I hope I'm saying his last name right. I thought he did a really good job of helming the action in this. Of course, he is well versed in more so horror. He's actually made a couple of the segments in the VHS franchise. But I was wondering how good he would be in shooting action sequences. And I gotta say, I think he did a lot better than the first movie. Like the first movie, I liked the action sequences in it, but here, it, like, there are a lot. I feel like these takes were just that slight bit longer in this movie, where you got to see just that little bit more of the action. The camera movements, I feel like, were more dynamic, and, like, in the way that they were showing the action. And I appreciated the way that the action was helmed a lot more in this movie compared to what it was in the first movie. But that's just my personal preference. Also, I have to get this off my chest because this is an 87 North production, and of course all the action is absolutely amazing. But Daniel Bernhardt is also in this, and I feel like it's got to be written in his contract that if he shows up in an 87 North production, that he's going to get killed. He's always going to be killed at some point. Like, it happened in John Wick, it happened in Ballerina, it happened in, well, I don't think his character was killed in the first Nobody. He was hospitalized and then had a chair thrown on him. But in this movie, he was killed. Like, he always seems to show up in an 87 North production, and always something bad happens to him. So I'm hoping that at one point we get to see him, be on the good guy side and not die, or he's one of the bad guys that just so happens to get away. Like, I want that for him at some point. But yeah, Nobody 2 is an absolutely fun time at the theater. And again, it's under 90 minutes, so you're not going to waste a whole lot of time going to see this movie. But yeah, really good performances from everyone in the cast. Really good action, and really good way of helming the action as well. Yeah, this is just an absolutely fun time. I would definitely check out Nobody 2 if you have the time. Like I said, under 90 minutes, you will definitely have the time to go check this out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my review of Nobody 2. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of Nobody 2. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Be safe out there, and remember, it is always good to have just a couple of weapons, stashed around, because you never know who's going to show up, and you might have to, like, Home Alone style your house or your cabin or wherever you are on vacation, just in case some bad folks come around. And I will see you guys next time.